The alarming rise of gambling addiction in Australia. How smartphone apps are preying on young people. Gambling has long been a contentious issue worldwide, but in Australia, it's reaching crisis levels, and technology is making it worse. The advent of mobile phone apps designed to facilitate betting is particularly concerning because these platforms are aggressively targeting one of society's most vulnerable groups, the youth. But here's where it gets controversial. Despite growing evidence of harm, Australian governments have been hesitant to take decisive action against this escalating problem. To truly grasp the severity of the situation, consider how gambling habits are formed. For many young Australians, their first exposure to betting isn't through traditional means like casinos or lotteries. Instead, they're introduced via sleek, easy-to-use apps that make wagering feel as casual as sending a text message. These apps often feature vibrant graphics, gamified elements such as rewards and leaderboards, and even social media integration. All tactics explicitly designed to hook users. And this is the part most people miss. What might seem harmless at first glance can quickly spiral into financial ruin and emotional distress for those who lack the maturity or awareness to recognize the risks involved. In an eye-opening article published earlier this month, August 14th, Tim Costello shed light on this pressing issue with clarity and compassion. He highlighted not only the devastating personal consequences faced by individuals caught in the grip of gambling addiction, but also the broader societal costs. From strained family relationships to increased mental health challenges, the ripple effects of unchecked gambling are profound. Yet despite these well-documented harms, regulatory bodies continue to lag behind technological advancements, allowing predatory practices to flourish unchecked. So why aren't policymakers stepping up? Some argue that government hesitation stems from fear of disrupting the lucrative gambling industry, which contributes significantly to national revenue. Others believe there's simply a lack of moral courage, a failure to prioritize public welfare over corporate profits. Either way, the result is the same. Countless lives are being damaged while officials drag their feet. Imagine if we treated other public health crises with the same indifference. Would we allow tobacco companies to market directly to teenagers? Or let junk food advertisers target children without restriction? Of course not. So why do we tolerate similar behavior when it comes to gambling? This brings us to another critical question. What role should technology play in addressing the very problems it helps create? On one hand, digital tools could be leveraged to promote responsible gambling behaviors. Think mandatory spending limits, real-time notifications about losses, or educational resources embedded within apps themselves. On the other hand, critics argue that relying on tech solutions alone is insufficient unless accompanied by stricter regulations and enforcement measures. As you reflect on this issue, ask yourself, where does accountability lie? Should app developers bear sole responsibility for protecting users, or should governments step in more forcefully to curb exploitative practices? Is it time for communities to demand greater transparency and ethical standards from both industries? We want to hear your thoughts. Do you agree that current efforts to combat gambling addiction are inadequate? Or do you think proposed interventions go too far? Share your perspective in the comments below. We'd love to spark a meaningful conversation about this urgent topic.